folks, as you guys are joining in. I know the rumble is pretty loud. That's the forge. I can always... Let me do something. I'm just going to flip the camera around that way for right now. That way you guys are pointed towards the forge and you're a little bit further away. So hopefully it's not roaring as loud. I'm also going to be forging probably left-handed, not right-handed, meaning I'm going to be using the hammer in my left hand. I have a big chunk of steel you can see in there. Right now it's really wide, about yay thick. I'm just going to try to move that and condense it down on itself as much as I can, and try to make it more like a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. I'm going to try to shrink it down as much as I can on the flat axes to try to push out the metal this way. So here's hoping. But I want to make sure that that gets nice and hot and ready to go. We'll use the 2-pound Nordic with the round face, and we'll do that. This is in preparation to try to make those snake heads. I'm trying to see if I can reduce this down enough to the size stock I need to do the snake heads that I want to do. I love you too. We're going to try to do this entirely left-handed. I grab it with my right hand. Right now I'm just flipping it around so I can put the other end that is cold in. That's all I did is flip it around. Like I said, all I did is just want to flip it around in there so that both sides would heat up all the way. So what I'm going to do here actually is swing everything this way so that you can be pointed towards the anvil here in just a second. You're a little closer to the forge now, but when I turn everything, it'll be a lot easier for you guys to be able to see. That is someone who is born with mixed characteristics of both male and female. They used to call it pseudo-hermaphrodism in the 1980s. It is subsequently changed to, actually, that's what DSD stands for that's there. It stands for differences or disorder of sexual development. but it just means that I was born with both male and female parts, and I was surgically assigned male in my infancy. That's why that's why they changed it, because human beings can't be a hermaphrodite. I know that. I actually understand that. My community views that word as a slur. The only reason I use it ever in that context is because most people know it by that, and it's old medical designation. That's all. I'm going to be turning towards the anvil. I'll still be able to read comments, but we're getting ready to start hitting here in just a second. I'm commonly mistaken for a trans individual when I'm not a transgender person. My body naturally developed the way that it does. Because I have XY karyotype, everybody would expect me to be powered by male hormones, but unfortunately, thanks to something called partial androgen insensitivity syndrome, which I was born with, I actually have an estrogen dominant system because my body doesn't properly respond to male hormones. I have like sporadic response. Some of my cells respond, some don't. This was all kept from me until I was 30 years old when I went to a urologist and they broke the news to me. I thought I had a botched circumcision for years. I will be using my right arm, but I am going to be limited on what I do because that arm is still injured, so I'm going to nurse it. I'm not trans. I don't understand what you mean by have I had surgery. I was surgically assigned male in my infancy. The only surgery that has been done to my genitalia was done in my infancy, and that was to take my genitalia that looked more like a female. I was born with a blind vaginal pouch, meaning no cervix, no uterus, just the canal, and an enlarged clitoris. That was surgically altered to look like male anatomy, starting when I was a month old, and then my second surgery happened roughly when I was a year old. I was on HRT therapy for 15 months of my life from beginning until everything was completed. No. Parents choose. My mother wanted a son. She already had a daughter. She told me to my face. It's not doctors. Doctors don't tell them anything. Doctors let parents choose. Don't let doctors pressure you into changing something that's not yours. It's not your body. Don't change any part of it. If there's not a medical necessity, leave it alone. The only time there's ever a medical necessity is when people would need their urethral opening opened. That's it. Like, legitimately, it's parents. It's not. My mother told me to my face that the reason why I was masculinized in my infancy was because she already had a daughter and she wanted a son. That was told directly to my face. That was the explanation I got at 32 when I finally confronted my parents. I'm in Michigan. My particular variation only occurs in roughly 0.18 to 0.05% of the population, so not very large. In total, we represent 1.3 of known, and it's believed actually that our population is around 1.7% with all of the variations that exist. Kind of close to 2%, but not every country tracks births like mine, so we don't have all of the accurate data globally. But it's believed to be somewhere around 2% completely. No, I can't. Testosterone actually almost ended my life. I have to be on estrogen for the rest of my life, and it's high dose. I have no gonads producing any hormones, and I still have to be on 10 milligrams of estrogen because my body needs it, for lack of a better word. It actually has to suppress my natural testosterone production, or else I get sick. Do I have mood swings? No. I have had issues in the past, yes, but not like that, no. Not like I believe you're trying to reference. Starting to pinch that down. You can see I'm getting that end conformed down. Well, I am my mother is a diagnosed narcissist, like diagnosed by a doctor. My mother was also physically abusive to my sister and I. Tell you what, guys, I think we're going to switch over to a little bit lighter hammer, just because I'll get more swings in and won't fatigue my arm as much. It'll still move the metal the way I want it to. This is a slow process. What I'm trying to do is condense that width down on itself to try to bring its width this way out and make it more like a bar so that I can turn it into something else. She actually walked out of multiple offices of psychiatrists and stuff because they would start talking to her about it, and she would call them fucking quacks and walk out. My mother walked through several doctors. not trying to rush what we're doing here either. Because the other option I have is to bend that around like this, like a taco, and start trying to forge weld the two halves together, but that can get kind of sketchy. No. Medically, I have been as an adult, but not my parents. No. Medically, the medical, my birth certificate now says that. It was amended. As well as my driver's license. It's now listed as female because they can't risk me having the wrong hormones. So for a biological standpoint, hormonally speaking, I have a female-based hormone system, not a male-based hormone system. It's not a matter of I identify that way or anything. It's just because my system doesn't process male hormones right. That's the only logical solution. If I have to take 10 milligrams of estrogen daily, it's the only thing that makes sense even to doctors. Turning, because we're going to be anvil again. It is. It definitely helps with the emotions that you have sometimes, especially when what happened to me happens to somebody. It's a good way to release some stress. And I'm not rushing really. I have an injured right arm, and while I can hammer left-handed, unfortunately I don't have the grip strength to hold the tongs and hit with my left hand. The vibration caused my hand to want to come apart. I can actually hold the hammer for whatever reason better, and I think it's because of the way that I grip the hammer. So I'm just trying to nurse my arm. I'm not trying to rush through anything I'm doing. I'm just trying to gradually kind of move that metal just to see if I can compress it down the way I want to see if I can turn this into, because what I want to do is compress it down to pretty much as square and thick as I can make it, like in every dimension, so it's more like square stock, so that I can then turn it into something that goes up like this, like two snake heads. I have a video of what I'm going to be doing. I have a video. It's got a picture of a drawing. I drew what I'm making. I'm trying to condense this down so that I can turn it into part of the snake heads, because I have another piece that size. That way I can do another one like that, hopefully. And what it is I'm turning it into something that I can have out here for extra light that I can burn like wood in, or something like a little mini like torch or fire pit that I can have like suspended from the air from like a chain or something. That's what I'm shooting for here. So I'm trying to condense this down to the size that I need it to be. Unless I happen to get donations, I have one of those link trees in my bio. So if somebody wanted to donate, I go to junkyards and I rate. $15 for a coil spring, $40 is a leaf spring, but I go to our local junkyard and I pull parts. That way I recycle old metal. So I can make tools, gate latches. I'm not like a bladesmith only. I'm what's called an artisan blacksmith. But yeah, for right now, we're trying to see if we can get this to work. We're gonna pull it. I'm gonna turn towards the anvil again. I won't be able to read comments. I do apologize. Actually, I'm gonna go other side of the anvil here. As you can see, we're just continuing to compress that down more. Yep, so that it lights up my workspace. I don't understand that. Could you clarify? I'm guessing you think that I'm a transgender person. I am not. Yep. I'm hoping to do it all by hand. That's the goal. I may end up doing an old tactic if I can find it. When I go to make this, I have some expanded steel. So it's like grating in my workshop. I will take a log, like an old log, and cut it to the shape, like find the diameter of inside that, and then heat up the expanded steel in the forge, put it over the top of that log, and with a wooden mallet start smacking it so that it just deforms into that shape, so that I can then place that inside, so that it kind of helps keep the embers in place and stuff and it doesn't go away. Once again, I won't be able to read comments here in a second. I'll be turning it this way. Yeah, I actually want to be able to put those together like that. Like I have a design where I forge like something that would go on your wall in your home, that is got a solar panel attached to it with the light inside like an LED that looks like a candle that you could also use. But this one's going to be outside and going to be in my shop. So I'm intending it to actually be like a little wood burning like torch. So I'm turning this way so that we can continue to pound. Yeah, when the scale comes flying off of it, especially at night, it looks really cool. I am nursing this right arm, so I will not be pushing it like I said. If it starts to get fatigued or hurt, I'm just going to stop. No. Hopefully when I'm done, this will all be basically like riveted together. Like old school, like I'm going to put holes through the pieces, the different components, and rivet them together. Like the snakes will be riveted to the bands and stuff like that way. Like really, I'm going to try to do this like old school historical correct. That's what I really want to do with this channel because I like history that much. And it's the style of blacksmithing I do. It's artisan. So while I can do bladesmiths, and I do. Like I $200 is my base flat rate for knives. Anything you want added beyond what I already do costs extra, but my base price is $200 because I can make a knife. I'm a blacksmith, I know how, but I can make more than a knife, obviously, and that's what I'm really hoping for. If I can reduce this the way that I want it to, depending, I should be able to hopefully get both components, like the two snake heads, because I just want to do 2 this way and 2 this way so that it's a total of 4. Hopefully I can use this piece to do the 2 this way and then the 2 that way, and I won't have to use I won't have to use 4 pieces of separate steel. I'll be able to use 1. If I had square stock, it would be better. That's why I have the donation thing up, is so that if I wanted to go get a spring or something like that, I could go get a section of coil spring, straighten it out, and use that, because that would work quite well, because it's already in the shape of the body of the snake. I would just have to adjust a few components to it. We're going to try to continue to compress this, so turning this way. going to take the horn of the anvil, and I'm going to take that piece of metal to the horn of the anvil, and I'm going to try to use that round top side to help me act almost like a puller to compress that metal a little bit differently. This pass is going to be a little bit different. The video that I do have up where I explain the snake and that, what I'm trying to make here, it's the 2 videos that are most recent on my page. I'm also going to be doing like a request kind of thing. I'm going to take a bunch of your guys' comments, I'm going to look through, see what might be doable and that kind of thing, and then I'm going to take the like top 3 most popular voted on from those comment sections, and then we will vote on those to see what our next project will be from here. But that's how I'm going to kind of do this. I won't be forging every single day just to spare my arm. But everything I make is obviously for sale. Even though I'm making this for my shop, I'd sell it in a heartbeat. That would be dumb if I wouldn't. But once again, I'm going to go over to the horn of the anvil. I think I'm going to switch hammers too. I'm going to go with a little bit heavier hammer because it's got a rounded face on it. And go over to the horn of the anvil and see what I can do. Yeah, so we'll leave you pointed at the fire. That really reduced it, didn't it? Going over the horn of the anvil, you saw that thing really compress down on itself. That's what I'm shooting for. That's the difference when it comes to tools. Like when you understand where to place the steel on your anvil, you can move metal faster without straining your arm. Like when I moved to the horn of the anvil, because of that domed shape of the horn, it acted like a pressure point where it was just specifically pushing in that little half hemisphere on contact. So what that does is it acts like, think of how they talk about pressure distribution on ice. Flatten out, you don't go through the ice. Condense down, you're more likely to go through the ice. Same thing. I'm using that like hemisphere to pinpoint push just on that spot, and I'm doing it in a manner in which where I keep flipping it back and forth on itself so that it pushes down on itself. But it's like an elephant wearing high heels on ice, guaranteed to go right through that point. That's what I'm trying to do. see too, I have compressed like from that side's a lot thicker. This is peace for me. This is where I'm the most peaceful. I tell everybody I should record the sound, put it on Patreon for like 99 cents. I have they're not pinned, but the two most recent videos explain what I'm doing here. We're getting chilly right now. It's good old Michigan heading into fall. I'm going to continue to hit it down on that axis on the horn and try to compress as much of that in on itself as I can. Because if I have to, and this elongates for the width, the next step that I can do is fold it in on itself halfway and forge weld it together. But I have to get it all one length first. Get it all cleaned up, sand it all so that I can bend, like cut it in half, bend it in on itself, tack weld it in place, and then forge weld it. Now I'm gonna need flux and stuff like that because my bottle tipped over and it's empty, but it's not difficult. Anyway, but I may have to do that just to get that extra thickness I'm looking for, so that I can do this double snakehead. That's what I'm hoping. We're gonna turn back towards the anvil again. Once again, I'm just here, and I'm really not swinging with a lot of power. Just kind of letting my arm come up and down. I'm not really using my forearm muscle too much. The height difference that I did to the anvil has made a world of difference. My forearm is not starting to hurt like it used to. So that height difference allowed me to swing the hammer just a little bit different. And that difference is all it took to make that forearm not hurt as bad. So what I'm going to do is try to reduce this a little bit more down, maybe give it about another 10-15 more minutes. Then I'm going to call it because I don't want to overtax this arm. And I'll be back at it tomorrow. We had a later start today. I had an emergency need to come up with dinner really quick. Because oopsie-daisy forgot to pull something out and thaw it. So I had to speed thaw food tonight, and we had a late start from that. So, but we're cruising. Once this is reduced, even if I have to come back tomorrow and do a little bit, or even give it until Saturday, give my arm a break for Saturday, I can always It's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know quite how much longer. Like I said, maybe 10, 15 more minutes. I want to let my arm dictate this. I don't want to rush myself. But this way too, I'm not overtaxing the forge. We'll probably have the beast out here soon. I think I'm going to have the 3-burner going in the next day or two out here. Just because it's more heat and it's bigger, so it won't take as much time, hopefully. I'm going to put the other side in and see if I can start reducing it a little bit. We'll flip it around and see what happens. Try to work it on this other end. See if we can't reduce that side down pretty quickly. I'm also gonna see if tong change. I'm just kind of sitting back trying to cool off a little bit, folks. I apologize. Not real talkative for a second. Sometimes working around the heat like this, you can get pretty nauseous. I haven't eaten anything today. It's part of it, I think. And seeing as I flipped it around, that nauseous feeling, I can wait before I turn around and start going to town. But if I can reduce it down more, like I said, it'll elongate. And then what I'll do is I'll sand it, cut it, flip it back together, tack weld it, and then forge weld it together so that hopefully I get the thickness that I want to make the snakes, the body of the two snakes. Here's hoping I can do that. So we're switching tongs. These are a little bit different, V-bolt. So we're gonna do that for you. That snake head thing I showed you.
Yeah.
I'm making hopefully the body of the snakes. I'm going to reduce this down to this size, sand it, and forge weld it together, and hopefully make the bodies of the snake.
How are you going to forge in the winter?
You feel how hot that thing is?
Yeah, but the snow.
Put a little. I'll go over there. Use the shed. I think he got the joke, and he was just being smart.
No, I think it went over his head.
It might have went over his head. You never know. It might have went over his head. I could be wrong.
That and my friend ghosted AFK because ghosted AFK. She didn't wash her dog because her dog was like doing shit.
Do you want to give him a whirl?
I don't think I could.
I'll let you hit him, man. I'll hold it.
It's hot metal.
Okay. You're the only one that hasn't.
I'm the one that's scared of being burned because I've been burned one too many times.
I get it.
I'm also barefoot, so.
Yeah, no, I would rather you not then, because this is, you'll see, just give me a second. You're about to watch scale fly off of this.
Yeah, that's why I'm also like,
We're going to go here.
it is nice to stand a little closer to the forge though, because it's close. Oh, that was warm, and I'm not even that close to it. I felt that on my feet, and it was a, yeah, that's why. Is that metal coming off of it?
Yep. It's actually oxidized steel.
It's not going to come this far, is it?
Oh, I've had it spray. But this is oxidized steel from the heat and the forced air. It's actually causing oxygen to eat the steel faster. That's basically rust coming off.
It's like, oh, we also had a conversation because I was talking about Gavin. Gavin doesn't know when, Gavin doesn't know when to like not do things because sometimes he just doesn't realize what's going on. Even if you have said something, he hasn't like checked because he did what he did earlier. It's like, it's not that like, you know, just, you didn't, like, I don't hate him. Well, okay, I hate him because he's my best friend's boyfriend, you know, the best friend has to hate their best friend's boyfriend, like that. That's a joke, I don't actually hate him. But like, sometimes he does something just irritating or dickish, and it's just like, you know.
Yep, that's going to be coming out soon, actually. Because when I get ready to do the wolf heads, I need to be able to use that so I can isolate just the head of it. It'll be a lot easier than this forge. I kind of was debating on pulling it out tonight and running it, and I just ultimately decided this was faster and was going to take less time to set up. It was just a vote of speed.
I do need to cut my hair again. Well, I washed my hair. But I think I know what I want to do, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be cut that way yet. So wait, I'll have to show you what
Show me, I'll see. We're going to keep reducing this, like I said, down on itself as much as I can. Because that's going to continue to smash and elongate it, which will allow me to fold it on itself, hopefully. But I want to really sand it and clean it before I try to forge weld. Because I want to make sure the welds stick. And I want to have everything up and running before I do that. When I go to do the forge weld, I probably will use the coal forge just because it's better to do the forge weld. It gets hotter by a considerable amount. I'm going to turn again, point towards the anvil. Starting to feel my core.
That's why
Yeah. You can pull it off. Your hair is actually pretty close to it.
My bangs do that naturally. That's why. You're welcome.
I'm kidding. Actually, I think that they have the colics from Linda and my dad.
You look like it, yes. So we're going to continue to reduce that down, like I said, on itself as much as I can. I may have to call it here real soon. I'm starting to feel this. Well, I'm pretty good in my forearm. And before it hurts, I'm thinking I might kind of pull back a little bit so that I don't overtax myself. Again, not eating today. I keep getting the queasy feeling on and off, so I don't want to push myself.
Yes, the coal forge is still used, but I think she has to clear the area here a little more.
No, I had explained. I had answered that.
Oh.
You were on your way out, so you probably didn't hear it.
No.
You're fine.
You're all right. I'm on my way.
once again, for anybody that's missed this, I will be downloading it and posting the full-length forging YouTube to our YouTube. Link is in bio, as well as, of course, to the donation spot to donate so that I can go to the junkyard and get metal.
Careful, babe. There's no tip.
Sorry.
Just throw my drink everywhere. You see that? Kidding. I know. Excuse me.
I love you too.
Thank you for the seance stick. Like getting spooky. Oh no, ghosts! If only I'd stop going to the store and buying the sticks that call them. Or the flowers.
Right? I got 2 more passes in me, and then I'm gonna call it. Turning the camera that way.
Raven, nice nickel, coma.
So this is going to be my final pass of the night. We're going to let this heat up. I'm going to strike this until it's done, shut down the forge, and I will be back tomorrow, hopefully sooner than I was tonight. I just want to save my arm. I don't want to overtax myself. It's starting to feel better. At least the arm is a little bit, so I would like to keep it that way. This is my final pass anyways. I'll post this up to YouTube, like I said, though. So anybody that missed like the beginning portion of this, they can always pop in and take a look. So, or watch that over on YouTube. You're fine. One last time, I'm gonna pull and point the camera that way. We're gonna give her one final pass. We're gonna do this sewing machine style. Okay, we're gonna stick it back in the other way. Just kind of reduce that belly we're gonna put it in there like that tomorrow. We'll let it anneal inside the forge, make it a little softer so that we can tackle this part tomorrow. With that, I'll point towards the forge. We'll extinguish it. I get a light real quick just so I can see my direction here?
Yep, just a moment.
Just double check. Make sure the gas was off.
Yeah.
She will glow like that for a while. The guts of that forge are probably over 3,000 degrees right now. That's fire brick liquefied in the back.
Yep.
I definitely have put that sucker through its paces. I got 2 of these little ones that I'm thinking about putting together and potentially selling for somebody who wants to start. But pulling out the guts and redoing the gut of it, both of them for people, and selling them off, see what people think. Make them better forges for y'all. But with that, so Bex is adjusting. They're getting pictures right now, I think. With that, I will be on, obviously, like I said, hopefully sooner tomorrow than I was today. I will have everything in YouTube for you to be able to watch it there. And I might come and do an early morning live tomorrow before I go live and do this. It all kind of depends on how I feel. But for now, I have to go because I have not eaten anything today. And I'm starting to feel nauseous. And I probably should go figure that out.
You didn't eat any.
Excuse me. And
Thank you.
we'll go from there. But donations, link tree in bio, and I will have the full length video up on YouTube. So here we go.
I'm so glad.
And again, the 2 videos that I have up right now where it's talking about the snakehead basket that I'm making right now, if you leave suggestions of things you would like to see me potentially make or ideas that you have, we're going to take the best or the most popular out of those in the comment section from those videos, and we're going to kind of put it to a vote and see what everybody thinks we make next on live. I'm kind of do this project by project for y'all. That way it's at least somewhat structured and y'all can kind of understand every day what we're doing when you come in. So thank you for stopping by, and we will see you tomorrow. Remember, less yak yak, more whack whack.